For 3 years, Addis Ababa has pushed a powerful narrative. Ethiopia's lack of sea access is not just inconvenient, it's a historic injustice. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed now frames this as an existential crisis, arguing that Ethiopia's future depends on gaining a sovereign port. The government spends over $1 billion annually on port fees to Djibouti, straining its economy. By early 2026, the rhetoric has escalated from philosophical debate to an uncompromising demand. Military parades and public displays reinforce the message. Ethiopia will not remain landlocked. The focus is now squarely on Eritrea's Port of Assab, which Addis Ababa presents as a national imperative. The government's language is designed to build consensus and prepare the public for potential conflict. By invoking destiny and natural justice, Ethiopia seeks to justify its ambitions and frame any action as reclaiming a right. The stage is set for a confrontation, with the population primed for what's portrayed as a necessary struggle. In Asmara, Eritrean officials dismiss Ethiopia's port campaign as political theater, a distraction from Ethiopia's internal crises. Eritrea accuses Addis Ababa of Potemkin politics, using the port issue to divert attention from soaring inflation, armed rebellions, and unresolved conflicts. The government labels Ethiopia's ruling party the Potemkin Party, claiming the port crisis is a tool for political survival, not genuine strategy. By creating an external enemy, Ethiopia rallies support and silences dissent at home. Eritrea frames Ethiopia's actions as reckless, accusing it of manufacturing a pretext for war. The contradiction between Abiy's talk of peace and his military's aggressive rhetoric is, for Eritrea, proof of ulterior motives. Asmara insists the port is not the real prize. It's a means to distract and consolidate power. Eritrea warns that Ethiopia's approach threatens regional stability. The standoff, in Eritrea's view, is about political survival, not national destiny. Ethiopia's campaign for sea access is as much about internal unity as external ambition. The government presents the port quest as a unifying national project, transcending ethnic and political divides. Military parades and bold slogans are aimed at mobilizing public opinion and justifying increased military spending. Questioning the port ambition is now seen as unpatriotic, marginalizing opposition voices. The issue dominates national conversation, redirecting frustration outward and consolidating political control. Dual messaging, peace abroad, force at home, caters to different audiences and prepares the public for possible conflict. For Eritrea, this signals dangerous intent. Ethiopia is preparing its people for war while claiming to seek peace. The port narrative has become a powerful tool for the government to rally support and suppress dissent. The stakes are raised, with the public primed for sacrifice in the name of national survival. The current standoff over Assab is rooted in the bloody history between Ethiopia and Eritrea. The 1998-2000 border war, sparked by disputes over port access, killed tens of thousands and left deep scars. Ethiopia lost its coastline and navy when Eritrea gained independence in 1993, becoming landlocked overnight. Temporary port arrangements collapsed with the outbreak of war, forcing Ethiopia to rely on Djibouti. The Algiers Agreement ended the war, but Ethiopia resisted implementing the border ruling for years, fueling a frozen conflict. Prime Minister Abiy's 2018 peace deal briefly raised hopes, but old grievances over ports remained unresolved. Today, Ethiopia's renewed demands revive memories of past expansionism for Eritreans, who see Assab as a symbol of sovereignty. Military posturing along the border echoes the buildup to the 1998 war, raising fears of history repeating itself. The international community urges restraint, but the legacy of conflict makes the situation volatile. Tensions have escalated with the return of Lieutenant General Tzadkan Gebretensai, a key strategist from the 1998-2000 war. Once a TPLF commander and former adversary of Abiy, Tzadkan now supports the push for Assab, signaling a unified front. His involvement alarms Eritrea, recalling past military plans to seize the port by force. The alliance between old rivals underscores how potent the port narrative has become in Ethiopian politics. Tzadkan's presence lends military credibility to Ethiopia's ambitions, suggesting detailed planning may be underway. For Eritrea, this is not just rhetoric. It's a concrete threat backed by experience. The convergence of past and present adversaries erases distinctions between old and new Ethiopian leadership. International observers warn that without diplomacy, these developments could spiral into regional war. The general's return is a stark reminder that old conflicts, and the figures who shaped them, rarely fade away in the Horn of Africa. While Ethiopia's rhetoric grows louder, Eritrea quietly fortifies its defenses. The government focuses on practical measures, reinforcing its Red Sea coastline, deploying surveillance, and strengthening coastal units. President Isaias Afwerki projects calm resolve, declaring Eritrea ready for any threat. Eritrea's strategy is not about spectacle, but about deterrence and sovereignty. Diplomatic efforts are underway, with Eritrea building regional alliances and positioning itself as a guardian of maritime security. The message to Addis Ababa is clear: any military move will come at a high cost. Eritrea frames itself as a stable sovereign state upholding international law, in contrast to Ethiopia's destabilizing ambitions. By reinforcing its coastline and alliances, Eritrea draws a firm red line at Assab. The government insists the port's status is non-negotiable. A closed chapter. Strength and preparedness, not bluster, are Eritrea's chosen deterrents. The dispute over Assab pits international law against Ethiopia's claims of historical injustice. The United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea grants landlocked states rights to sea access, but only through negotiation, not force. Eritrea's sovereignty over its territory is absolute under international law. Ethiopia's right to access does not override this. The 1998-2000 war ended with a binding border demarcation confirming Assab as Eritrean. Eritrea insists the matter is settled. Any attempt to seize the port by force would violate the UN Charter. Ethiopia's narrative may resonate at home, but it holds little weight internationally. The international community urges respect for treaties and borders. Eritrea's legal position is clear. Sovereignty is sacrosanct. The standoff tests whether international norms can withstand a determined push for change by force. The world watches to see if law or might will prevail in the Horn of Africa. By April 2026, the standoff over Assab has reached a critical point. Ethiopia's leadership, driven by nationalistic fervor and domestic pressures, signals unwavering intent to gain sea access. Eritrea's response is firm. Assab is sovereign territory, its status affirmed by war and international law. The government strengthens defenses and pursues diplomatic support, refusing to negotiate on sovereignty. The international community warns against changing borders by force, upholding principles of territorial integrity. Eritrea's position aligns with global consensus, giving it legal and moral leverage. The future hinges on Ethiopia's next move: diplomacy or conflict. Eritrea's red line is clear. Its sovereignty is non-negotiable. The dispute is now a test of international order versus national ambition. The Horn of Africa stands at a crossroads between peaceful cooperation and the risk of renewed war.